Hey guys, just a quick message before we start today's episode. On behalf of Lanceroy and Retro Reloaded, we want to give a huge thank you to the incredible Patreon supporters who help keep the show alive and growing. A special shout out to our 64-bit legend, Zero, for your continued top-tier support. Thank you as well to our 16-bit adventurers, Tetrafoli, Marcus Q, and Sankar. And to our 8-bit explorers, Big Nick Dika, Werecoon Warden, yours truly, Wabiert, and Gaming Quarterly. Your support means the world to us, and especially Lance, and it's because of you that Retro Reloaded can continue celebrating gaming history, deep dives, and great conversations. We truly couldn't do this without you. And with that said, it's time to press start and jump into today's episode.
Hey there! Welcome to Retro Reloaded. I'm your host Lance, and each week I tackle a retro game shaped by your picks. If you want a chance to choose next week's game or unlock exclusive bonus episodes and polls, join me on Patreon at patreon.com/retroreloaded. There's even a free tier to dip your toes in. Big thanks for all of your love and support. It means the world to me. Now let's hit the start button and reload those retro vibes.
Alright, story time. And yeah, this one's about me. Back in 1997, Sega realized something important. You can't keep the world's fastest hedgehog stuck running left and right forever. Originally, I was supposed to make my big 3D debut on the Sega Saturn, but that plan crashed harder than Eggman's latest scheme. So Sonic Team did what they do best, hit the gas and switched development over to the Dreamcast. That hardware upgrade was huge! More power meant more speed, bigger stages, and fewer excuses to slow me down. The team even built a brand new engine so I could blast through loops, rails, and slopes without face planting into the camera every 5 seconds. Trust me, early 3D was rough. This was also the first time Sega said, hey, let's make Sonic cinematic. Full voice acting, big dramatic cutscenes, and an actual storyline instead of, Eggman, bad, stop him. I got hub worlds to explore, friends with their own campaigns, and a story that made it feel like a full-on adventure instead of just a victory lap. When Sonic Adventure launched in 1998 in Japan and 1999 worldwide, it wasn't just my jump to 3D, it was the Dreamcast's mic drop moment. New console, new direction, and me front and center, proving I could still outrun the competition and look cool doing it. It all started in Station Square. Rain pouring down, city on edge. That's when I ran straight into Chaos, a strange liquid creature powered by the Chaos Emeralds. Eggman was behind it, obviously, trying to turn ancient power into another world-dominating scheme. As usual, I chased Eggman across cities, jungles, ruins, and even his flying fortress. But this time, things felt different. Chaos wasn't just another monster. It was angry, hurt, and fueled by centuries of pain. Along the way, my friends each faced their own battles. Tails finding his confidence, Knuckles uncovering the truth of his past, Amy standing up for herself, Gamma questioning his purpose, and Big was chasing his frog. Piece by piece, we uncovered the truth. Chaos was once peaceful, until greed and violence twisted it into something destructive. When Eggman pushed it too far, Chaos transformed into perfect chaos, flooding Station Square and threatening to wipe everything out. That's when I went supersonic. Not for glory, but to stop the cycle of anger. I didn't destroy Chaos, I freed it. Sometimes saving the world isn't about punching harder, it's about understanding what went wrong in the first place. Then, like always, I was back on my feet, ready to run towards whatever came next.
All right, with all that out of the way, we have a brand new episode regarding Sonic Adventure 1 for the Dreamcast. So for this episode, I brought on 2 brand new guests who are Sonic Adventure fans. And our first guest is Leanne. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Yeah, and that I'm pronouncing it right? Leanne?
Yes, Leanne.
Okay, great. And then the second guest is Welcome to the show.
Hello. You can call me Ed if you want.
Is it what is it? Or Yed?
I changed my Discord nickname for this specific server as but
Yeah.
I just Yeah, my real name is Ed, but you could call me whichever.
Ed. Okay. Yeah, Ed or yeah,
Yes.
whatever works. Fine. Well, we'll call you. How about we call you Ed for the episode, and then if people want to look for you in the Discord later on, they'll know you go by yeah. So, yeah, Sonic Adventure. And a real quick shout out before we get into the episode. We had a voice actor kind of do the voice of Sonic for the intro of the episode, and I want to give a shout out to Colin. Colin has I think it's an Instagram. I just want to make sure it's right. I don't it's a no, it's a link tree. It's linktree.ee/Colin FIOL. So feel. He's a voice actor. He did Sonic. It was a really great job. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out. He did it as volunteer work. So thank you, Colin. And so let's get into the episode. And I think we're gonna start with Leanne here. I just kind of wanted to ask you guys, what kind of got you into Sonic Adventure, and why did you want to be a part of this episode specifically? And we'll start with Leanne.
So I got into Sonic Adventure from I was like scrolling on YouTube, right, and then I saw like reviews of the classic games, like one,
Right.
2, 3, all that stuff, and then I was interested in them, so like I bought them on Steam when they were available. Played through them. I actually really liked them. Now, uh, before playing Sonic Adventure, I was always always under the pretense that all the bad Sonic games were the 3D ones, and Sonic
Right.
had a rough transition to 3D. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I saw reviews on YouTube that were like, no, wait, actually, Adventure is really good. So I bought the game on Steam, Adventure 1 and 2, played through them, and friggin' loved it.
That's awesome.
Both 1 and 2. And then it kind of just went from there. Like, I got into the rest of the series, Generations, all that jazz.
Okay. So it sounds like you kind of got into Sonic Adventure a little bit later in life rather than it being like a nostalgia hit for you.
Yeah, it's actually fairly recently, like only a couple years ago.
Okay. Yeah. And that's pretty cool. So, you liked the game when you played it at like retrospectively?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, I think there is a kind of like would you call it, a stigma or something about 3D Sonics. It's like, oh, 3D Sonics suck and all the 2D ones are good. There's this kind
Yeah.
of weird stigma that people have, and I think a lot of it's just kind of some old heads, some boomers, include. I'm among them, but I'm not actually. I don't have this opinion. But yeah,
I think it was definitely '06 that contributed to that.
Yeah, and certain Sonic games, probably like 3D Sonic games, are actually bad. I haven't played
Yeah.
really any of them besides this game and Sonic Adventure 2. So I don't know what those other ones are like, but I'm assuming not all of them are great. And
No,
and I
far
guess
from it.
I guess I played like a racing game at one point, but I don't really count that. It was like they were like on snowboards or something, like hoverboards.
Oh yeah, Sonic Riders.
Sonic Riders. Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And so it was okay. I mean, it wasn't like a Sonic game to me. So yeah, but yeah, that's really cool. Awesome. Really, really cool to hear that you got into the series like late in your life, but you still enjoyed it. And then as far
Yeah.
as how did or Ed, how did you get into the Sonic Adventure series?
Yes. I got into I wouldn't really say that I'm like a massive fan of Sonic Adventure, but I still enjoy it. But but anyways, back to I don't I remember that I remember seeing like the second movie back in 2022, and that's when I started to become a fan of Sonic, and so I decided to play a bunch of Sonic games,
Yeah.
including all the mainline ones.
Yeah.
And when I got to Sonic Adventure, I got it. I hmm, I replayed it from I would say like 3 to 4 times on different different versions of it. Like the first one I tried to play it on I tried to play it on like an emulator, like the Dreamcast emulator,
Right. Yeah.
and then I played it on the and then I played the DX on Dolphin, and then I played it on Steam.
Okay.
And that's as far as I remember. Let me see. Um, yeah, that was about it. It's like, oh my
Okay.
god, oh my
Yeah.
god,
So
3 times.
yeah. So you've beaten the game 3 times, or played 3 different versions.
Yeah, I played through like the entire campaign of it 3 times, basically.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot. I
Yeah.
think I've only played through the entire campaign once in my life. And this past week when I played it, I've played three. I played Rob. Wait, no, what is that robot called? E102, and I played
Gamma.
Gamma. Yeah, Gamma
Emma.
E102, and then I played Sonic, obviously, and then I played Knuckles. And I tried to start playing Tails, but it kind of felt more or less of the same thing that I did with Sonic. So I kind of was like, eh. But I do know about the ending when you do the all the campaigns. So I know there's that extra
Yeah.
ending that you get. Um, yeah. So, but the difference was this week is I didn't actually play the Dreamcast version of it. I played DX, and I know this is kind of a, what would you call it? Like a contentious point for people. A lot of people hate DX. They think it's like an inferior version of the game. Do you know why that is? Anybody?
Yeah, I do. I would say that it's mainly for well, first off, like DX, I wouldn't say it's like the worst port ever, as like a bunch of Sonic fans come say it is. I wouldn't say
Like
it's the worst,
it's
but
still
it's
adventure, you know.
serviceable.
Right.
It's serviceable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the complaints I heard was like some of the animations for like the spin dash or something were off.
Yeah.
And
The
there were,
lighting is absolutely broken though.
And the
okay.
textures are changed, but that's the
Yeah.
textures are changed, but that's more of an artistic choice.
Yeah.
The textures and models were like updated with like higher poly counts and stuff. And like it's to some people's taste, but I prefer the Dreamcast originals.
I think
Yes.
it was
Okay.
to cater to, sorry,
No, go ahead.
I think it was to mainly coincide with like have like synergy with like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which had like more fingers on their hands, which had more
Yeah.
fingers on the characters' models. But it just
Yeah.
didn't work in like DX because they had like shovel hands in the
Right.
original.
Right. Yeah, no, I think there is a certain charm to the original. And so I can see why
Yeah.
people are like the shaders are a little bit off, the shadows and the animations, and it just, to them it doesn't hit the same spot it originally did. I don't completely agree with that, but I do understand the sentiment, and I know where they're coming from when they say this.
Yeah.
um
And I'm pretty
the
sure Eggman's model like wasn't even updated at all in the DX version, so he just looks super out of place.
He's just
Oh
like the
yeah,
same,
oh
like
yeah.
he's like,
He's still the Dreamcast model, just with like the hands.
yeah, totally. He's like the same Lego man that he was like in Dreamcast. That's
He
so
looks
funny.
so out of place.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a little weird that they decided not to update Eggman or Robotnik. Do you guys know if this was the first game they started calling Robotnik Eggman?
Uh, I think it was the first time, like, because I know, like, they tried to consolidate the lore a bit, and I'm pretty sure, like, it was stated that like Robotnik was his real name, Doctor Robotnik, but then Sonic came up with Eggman, like, to like mock him,
Right.
That's correct.
Okay.
and then
Yeah,
I think it was Adventure 2 where like Eggman just accepted that name out of spite.
yeah, right. Yeah, it kind of threw me off the first time I think I heard it because I knew him as Dr. Robotnik growing up, and then I played Dreamcast version, and I was like, Eggman. I'm like, where did they get this name from? And I guess it's either the shape of his body or the shape of his robots. I don't really know what they're referring to or why they call him Eggman, but it's like I don't know if it's because he's shaped like an egg or the things that he's like flying in is shaped like an egg. I don't know. But yeah, it is.
People.
I've heard people be like, "I'll never call him Eggman," and it's like, yeah, dude, it's fine if they want to call him Eggman or Robotnik. Sonic is, to me, was never to be taken that seriously, but I don't know.
No.
Um, yeah. So we kind of touched a little bit on the 2D to 3D thing with Sonic. Do you guys prefer the 2D adventures of Sonic, or do you prefer now the 3D ones, or are you kind of impartial?
3D easily.
3D.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's is that because you just can do a lot more in the 3D space, you think?
Yeah, like I just inherently like
Yep.
3D games more, I guess.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I think, and it's funny because I think they actually, when they transitioned from 2D to 3D, I think this game did a pretty good job of that transition. Like, you would imagine it doing a much poorer job being the first 3D Sonic. You would
Yeah.
imagine it just would totally suck, and that all the mechanics would be out of whack. But no, I think the game plays even to this day like pretty smoothly. There is some jank, and don't get me wrong, there is a little bit, but
Oh,
it's not.
is there some jank?
There is some jank, but it's not like that bad where it like throws me out of the game. It's like, oh, okay, I
Yeah.
noticed like, this was like a little weird here, and
And like
you know,
you have to consider it was 1999, right?
hmm yeah,
Like
exactly.
they were just dipping their toes into like 3D Sonic at this time. So like I would expect a bit of jank. Like yeah.
Yeah, totally. And so I didn't mind it. I thought it played pretty smoothly. I thought it there was really no issue. So I'm really impressed with Sega's first 3D Sonic appearance. I think I want to give props to them. I think they did a really good job, and I think that this game almost could have saved the Dreamcast. Not quite, but it was one of those games that was like, yeah, I want to get a Dreamcast for this game, especially back in the day when you first saw it. You're like, whoa,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, you're like a kid. The first time I saw it, I was in Blockbuster, and I saw like a demo station of the Dreamcast, and I see Sonic in on the whale level, like the first level, and he's like
Mhm.
going through the loops, and he's like dashing around, and he's being chased by a whale, and I was like, dude, this is good. I'm like, this is good, like this is a legit game here. This was a little bit after the N64 and the PS1, but it was before the PS2, so it was pretty impressive, I would say.
Yeah.
And I
It
don't,
definitely was
yeah,
like at that time.
yeah. And I don't know how old you guys are, so and you don't have to say it, but if you were around that time, it was pretty impressive. It was like a very impressive game. I almost wanted the Dreamcast for it specifically. We didn't get one until way later, though. I got one, I think, when I was like 12, and I think the Dreamcast came out when I was like 9. So it was pretty much out of date by then. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
it was all about the PS2 and the GameCube by then, and the Xbox. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So this game, just for people who haven't played it, just to kind of give them a picture of how the game goes, it's like you have like, I think, what is it, 6 or 5 playable characters,
It's
and
6.
it's 6. And so you start out as Sonic, and you eventually unlock the other characters, but it kind of plays as a semi-open world hub game with instances of levels, kind of like you would in like an MMO or something. Like, you kind of have a small open world, and then like you go into your levels, and then those levels are their own instances. And I thought that was a really cool idea. How did you all feel about it?
Mm,
I while I was playing the game, I liked it at the time, like having these little like sections where like oh it's Station Square or like the Mystic Ruins and stuff like that. Like it made the world of Sonic feel more like connected, I guess, open.
Yeah.
And then like seeing those levels like interconnect with this world, it was pretty cool. But like when I'm replaying the games, Adventure One specifically, when I'm replaying Adventure One, I just like go to like the I just go to a save file where I already have the game done, and then just pick the levels from a list.
Okay.
But while you're playing the game, it is pretty cool, I will say, and the music is like stellar.
Right. How do you feel about it, Ed?
um, I thought it was like um, you see, I wasn't like around during the release, so I thought it was like impressive for the time, but still impressive. Um, I I think I agree with everything that Leanne said. Um, but I also think the NPCs make Sonic's world feel more alive. Like if you take
Oh
the
yeah,
time to like if you take the time to talk to them, you get to like experience their little stories through dialogue. Like there
Yes.
like there's this one gambling lady at the casino, I guess. There's this one lady with a gambling addiction at like the train station next to Casinopolis. And
Yeah.
there's this like yeah, and there's this one point in the game where like you had like where the train station was the train station was closed because of a protest. Then you had like then you have like the newspaper lady that congratulates Tails for saving Station Square at the end of the game at the end of his story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, I agree with you. I feel like if you spend the time to kind of like talk to NPCs and like see what's happening in the world, you actually kind of get the feeling that it's alive a little bit. It's it's not as immersive as like some open world games, but since it was kind of the start of the open world era, there wasn't a lot of games. There's a few I could name, like Mega Man Legends was kind of like this open world game, and there was another one I can't remember, but the name of it. But Body Harvest was semi open world, but this was pretty good for a first iteration of open worldness, I would say.
yeah,
And maybe you get to a point like Leanne has, and it's like, okay, I've experienced this open world so much that it's more or less kind of just in my way. So I'd rather just get to the level. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but I do like it, and I think that, and I hope they iterate more on it in future Sonic games. Do you know if they keep doing that, or they just get rid of it?
Um they're kind of doing it again with like Shadow Generations, but I'm not sure if you play that game.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow Generations kind of has like an open world of sorts, but it's like just levels and like a few minor NPCs here and there, but it's for the most part it's just a way to get to the levels.
Okay.
And then
Got
I
it.
know Unleashed tries to do something like Adventure, where like it has all the NPCs and stuff, but it's more like it's bigger in scope in that game.
Okay. Yeah.
I
I
think it's a
saw.
lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Sorry.
No,
Um,
go ahead. No, go ahead. It's okay.
um, like I think Unleashed is more fleshed out than Adventure One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
it helps that
One
that
of
game came out 10 years after Adventure.
there was one. Not was Unleashed the one where he's like a werewolf or something.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah, it was that one.
Yes.
that it was kind of a weird premise to me. I played like a demo. I'm not sure if I was like really into it. I was like, why is Sonic becoming aware? I'm sure it's an okay game. I just was a little thrown
I
off
don't know.
by it.
I liked it.
Yeah, and I'm sure it could be an okay. It was just the first impression. I was like, I don't. Why am I Where Sonic? I don't know. But there was another one that I thought came out that was kind of open world that was pretty recent, like maybe in the last few years. Is there not? Or am I
Frontiers?
Yes, it's Sonic Frontiers.
okay? How was that
It's
one? Is
actually
that
my
any?
favorite.
Oh,
Um, it's wait. Okay. Um. Okay. Yes, Frontiers is basically the first game to take it. It's basically the first open zone Sonic game. See, it's different from open world.
Yeah, totally different
okay.
from an open world. It's an open zone.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
So the
actually my
levels
favorite game.
are more open. Like the levels are more open, right?
Um, um, okay. Yeah, those are like there's still levels in Frontiers, but they're kind of like Forces length, where it's like they're
Hmm.
pretty short. But then you
Like
have
less
like
than
the
a
main
minute.
attraction. You have there's the main attraction is the islands, which I think are like the best part of it. One of the
Okay.
best aspects of it.
So you were saying Frontiers is your favorite?
Yes, but I will admit that it's not the best.
Okay. What about you, Leanne? Do you have a favorite Sonic?
Uh, it's kind of hard to say. Like I've played so many of them, and there's a lot of good ones, but like I'm tied between either Adventure 2 or Generations. But if I had to pick just one, I'd probably say Generations.
Okay.
Based.
Generations which one is that? Is that the one with a bunch of different games?
Yeah, it's like it's the one with two Sonics.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played. I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to the Sonic world, and I know there's like a lot of hyper fans who just love the crud out of these games, and I like them. I don't know if I ever got into it. I got it pretty big into Sonic Adventure 1 when I was growing up, but I didn't I kind of stopped after a while. I just after I played Sonic Adventure 2, I think it kind of threw me for a loop because I remember not liking that game that much. And I think it's because they get rid of that open world thing, and then you kind of you play as different characters as well, but some of the ways that
Yeah.
the characters play feel way different than Sonic One, and it's like I just wasn't into it. Do you guys prefer SA one or two?
Hey, don't
Like
abbreviate it.
back when I first like played the games for the first time, I used to prefer Adventure One, but now I'm sort of like I kind of prefer Adventure Two more. I used to not like Adventure Two, like you said, but like it was less so because it was less like open world, and more so because like they changed the way some of the characters played, but then didn't really explain it very well. Like there was a tutorial, it was just like it was kind of out of the way, and I like my first experience with Adventure 2 was booting the game up on Steam and then just going straight into the hero story.
Okay.
So I didn't really
Yeah.
see all that like tutorials that the game wanted me to see. So I I didn't really like the game that much, but now that I'm more familiar with it, it's yeah, as I said, it's like tied between generations. That's my favorite game.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. And then Ed, you said you had which one was your favorite?
I would say it's like Sonic Adventure 1. I prefer it.
Okay. Why is that?
Hmm. Because I feel like Sonic Adventure 2, while it does a lot of things right and arguably better than the first one, um, I think it's a little worse in in plenty of aspects. Cause I would rather cause I would rather have like a pissy. Oh, sorry. I would rather have I would rather have like easy levels that are more of a pushover than frustratingly long levels.
Yeah, I get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean,
I rem-
I'm one of those weirdos who thinks who like likes the longer levels of like Adventure Two and Heroes, but like I get it if you just want like shorter like bite sized stages.
I mean, it's not that. It's
yeah.
just. I mean, it's
Um,
not that. It's just like it's not that. It's just because I like long levels. Like I think Shadow Generations comes to mind, but back to Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. It's not that. It's just that I don't like the alternate place that I don't like the other playable characters that aren't Sonic or Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2 because I feel
Yeah.
like it's like
that
worse versions.
that's kind
It's a
of the
worse
feeling
version.
I think I remember. It's been a while, so my memory is a little bit faded. But I think I remember not liking like Tails or playing Knuckles or playing the Bat chick, whatever her name is.
Rouge.
She. I mean,
Rouge.
I hated the crystal hunting in SA2 compared to SA1.
Oh
I
my
feel like
god.
Knuckles was like didn't they get rid of like some of the radar in
Yeah, the
SA2?
It's
in Adventure Two,
it's
it only focuses on one piece.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was all three in Adventure One.
Yeah. Okay.
I have no
Um.
idea why they did that. It's not like it really changes much. It just like it makes it worse in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just I don't really. Yeah. I don't know. And then I think Tails would like his whole thing was like what just like shooting stuff.
Yeah, he was like Gamma in SA1.
Yeah. And so I liked the reason I like Gamma and SA1 is because it's a very sweet and short story, and it's a good story. Like I actually like Gamma's story. I think it's like the most touching part of Sonic Adventure, ironically.
Yeah,
What is this robot? You know, and maybe I'll just briefly, go over the story. Basically, Robotnik makes this robot and he has him fight his brothers. And E102 starts having these like moral dilemmas after he talks to Amy, and he's like, maybe I should not be a bad robot. Maybe I should do things differently than I thought I should do. And he kind of has these moral quandaries, and then eventually he goes to like, ironically, he says he's going to go rescue his brothers, but he's actually like killing them. But you don't really realize like why he's doing that. You're like, why is he killing them but rescuing them? But at the end of E102's story, he like shuts down, and there's like a bird that comes to him, and it's the bird's like, it's time, basically. And you're like, what? The bird doesn't say anything, but that's the feeling you get. It's like, it's time for you to like pass away. And I was like, why? Why is he just shutting down and dying? And then he kind of like explodes, and another bird comes out of him that's like a family member or something, or like related somehow to the other bird.
Something like
And
that.
I guess the robots were being powered up by these birds. And so in rescuing these robots, he was actually freeing the birds from the robots. And I never really thought about that. And it was like really sad, because it's like he tries to be the good guy, and in the end he ends up having to like self-destruct to save the bird inside of him. You know, it
I
was
think what
really.
makes it
Go ahead.
um I think what makes it even sadder is that, like, as far as I know, nobody even knew that nobody even knew that Gamma. Nobody knew what Gamma did. Like, it's because Eggman, the most he did was like make clones of him in Sonic Adventure 2 as like enemies. But the real Gamma, nobody knew what he did. He kind of died alone. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He died alone, and it was just super sad. And I was like, I didn't expect to be hit like that. I thought I was going to play this little robot story, because I had forgotten about the story when I was a kid. When I played it again this week, and I was like, ooh, I was like, that was kind of sad. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to have feels like playing this game. Okay, well, all right. But yeah, very respectable, short, sweet story, and it was good. So yeah, let's talk about your guys' favorite characters to play, and we'll start with Ya or Ed on this one. Who's your favorite character?
Sonic, obviously. Wait,
Okay.
is this Sunnyside? Wait, who's
And
this? Sunnyside?
who? Me?
No. It's just this person named
There,
Sunnyside. Who's
someone
or
joined
Yes.
the Discord.
Oh, SunnySide. Hey, Sunny, how you doing?
I didn't mean to intrude. I thought we were starting at 8:30.
Yeah, we kind of had a change of schedule, but it's all good. You can hop right on in. We're talking about people's favorite character from Sonic Adventure 1, and Ed said Sonic. And why'd you choose Sonic?
Spin Dash.
Spin Dash.
Spin Dash.
Yeah, Dash. Perfect. Yeah, I mean,
To be
is a
fair,
great
it
move.
is like very spammable in Adventure 1.
It's it's just very spammable. It's like really fun to just like go fast. What about you, Leanne? Who's your favorite?
Sonic, like to play as Sonic.
Okay, like
But at
story
least,
wise, different or
like story. I always thought Amy's story was actually like kind of cool.
okay.
Like the way she establishes her like independence from Sonic, and that actually somewhat carries over into future games. So it was just like I just thought that was cool. Like it's like a little piece of continuity.
Yes. I didn't actually play as Amy this week, but I do remember playing as her in the past, and she kind of is like running from this robot while trying to save this bird,
Yeah.
like the entire
Like her
time.
gameplay isn't very engaging, but I like the story they were telling.
Yeah, they kind of have like that Resident Evil 3 Nemesis type of deal going on with the robot. He's like kind of pursuing you through the levels, and you're just like, no, But yeah. What about you, Sunny? Who's your favorite to play as?
Well, to play as Sonic, but for story, probably Tails.
Okay, why is that?
Well, first of all, I think Sonic's gameplay in both Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, but especially in the first Sonic Adventure, probably some of the best he's ever felt in 3D, in my opinion. I've never really exactly fully warmed up to the boost formula, so I really like how he kind of feels here. It's
Yeah.
it allows you to. It feels very free, explorative, but also very fast. And as for why I prefer Tails' storyline, for me, since this was pretty much my first Sonic game I ever played, This game was my introduction to all the characters, and I just really liked Tails' story. I liked
Okay.
how it kind of dealt with him being a sidekick and him, dealing with the ramifications of just being like someone that's always been in Sonic's shadow. And then having to rise up to the occasion to not only confront Eggman himself, but to stop him from essentially manually activating a nuclear bomb. I mean,
Right.
it's quite a climax for his particular storyline, and I feel like of all the characters' main story paths in Sonic Adventure, I think Tails is kind of one of the strongest because he comes out of the whole thing as kind of an unsung hero.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it kind of that is a common theme in this game where these characters are kind of being separated from Sonic, like you said, from Sonic's shadow, where Sonic is. They've always been kind of these support characters, and they still are because it's Sonic the Hedgehog. He's Sonic, right?
In a sense.
But they are now characters that also have stories and their own dilemmas and their own solution. It's like you get this different aspect of these characters, and it's really cool. Now let's talk about your guys' least favorite character, and I'm wondering if everybody has the same answer. I'm not sure, but
Let's say it all at the same time.
okay, yeah, okay. Let's all say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Big the
Big
cat.
the Cat.
Large.
It was just okay, and I think it's because literally all you do is walk around and you're trying to find the frog, right? You're
Mhm.
Froggy. That's all that
Froggy.
you do the whole time, right?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
nothing
when
Go
I
ahead.
figured out that all you had to do was find the frog, you didn't have to fish any of the other stuff. It went from being an incredibly frustrating experience to a very boring and mind-numbing experience.
Like if I'm replaying Adventure 1 and like going through the stories, I'm just gonna skip Biggs and like go on a save file that I've already done and then just do the last story after that.
Yeah. And I don't blame you. I really don't know what they were thinking when they added Big, maybe as comedic relief. They thought it was funny or something, but he
Maybe.
just is horrible.
I
to
know
play.
they like wanted to show off the Dreamcast's water in a sense.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was
Also,
like a
like,
reason to look at the water.
As someone who is 100% of the game, like full like all A ranks and stuff like that. Oh my god, does Big suck when you're doing like 100%?
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
you have to his extra missions are like you have to collect a certain number like weight of fish, but then you realize, oh wait, I don't need to get like 2,000 grams worth of fish. You need to catch a singular fish that weighs 2,000 grams,
Oh,
and then like it
oh my god.
sucks.
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh
am
my
not
God.
doing that again.
I feel like the
Oh,
only
that
way
sucked.
that would be like bearable is if you like times 10 speed or something the game
Yeah.
or something. That's horrible.
Legit, it might have taken me an hour to get an A rank on the first level.
Yeah, and I yeah, just horrible. I think so. Like for my favorite character, I think I would choose Sonic to play for sure. And story wise, I don't know. I mean, I was talking about E102 story. I think he might have my favorite story just because it's so touching. But Sonic is just so much fun to play. I mean, just speeding around and jumping around
Yeah.
and doing loops, and you're just fast, and you feel fast in this game, which is like what you want to feel when you're playing Sonic. That's the whole point, is to be a speed
And
boy.
Sonic like definitely has the most stages out of everyone. I think it was like 10 or something.
Yeah, I think his story is the longest. I think it was
It makes
definitely
sense.
longer than
He's
Knuckles.
the title character.
Yeah, right. What about so let's talk about this feature, and this is a very popular feature that kind of transformed. I want to say it transformed gaming in general, and that's the Chow Garden. Um, the Chow Garden was especially in I think it's better in SA2, but the Chow Garden in 1 is actually still pretty decent, and it kind of was like the Digi-Pet formula, but like in 3D, where you like kind of give instead of, but I guess you don't feed them, right? But you give them. Wait, can you feed them? I don't know.
I don't
Yes.
remember.
It's like, yeah, I mean, maybe you guys should describe it more because I haven't played it in a while and I didn't do it this round. But maybe one of you can take the torch and talk about the Chow Garden and its features.
I'm gonna be honest, the Chow Garden is kind of overrated in my opinion.
Okay. That's a no. I want to hear that. Why do you think so?
I like when I play a Sonic game, I want to like play like the Sonic stages, like go fast and stuff like that. And like you can have like breaks in between that, Adventure 2, I like that because like it has breaks between the Sonic levels, you got Tails and Knuckles and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like they're all like still gameplay focused and stuff, but like I've never really been interested in pet simulators, and that's what the Chow Garden is.
Yes, that is what it is.
So
Yeah,
like
100%.
it's just like it's a totally different gameplay style from the main game that I came for. So I never really touched it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, if you don't like pet sims at all, then I can definitely see not liking the Chow Garden. How about Sunny or Ed? Do you guys really enjoy the Chow Garden or?
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I do.
for me, when I played Sonic Adventure, I didn't really know how the Chow Garden worked exactly. So for Sonic Adventure, I ended up sending most of the Chow away, not knowing that permanently got rid of them.
Oh.
And and so almost all my Chow Gardens and my saves in Sonic Adventure are basically empty. I know that's horrible. But I really like the Chow Garden feature in Sonic Adventure 2. So if we ever cover Sonic Adventure 2, I can talk more extensively on that. But it's all in all, it's basically a very fascinating outgrowth of a feature that they first developed for Nights into Dreams.
Okay. Yeah, Nights into Dreams. What's that?
Nights into Dreams was a game that they made on the Sega Saturn. And I've never played it, and I doubt most people have, but it was, universally praised and had a very huge cult following for a long time. You kind of fly through rings as a kind of a guardian of dreams of sorts, and there's these little cherub looking creatures that kind of appear in the background of stages that well, were basically kind of a prototype of what would eventually become the Chow for Sonic Adventure, and it had a very intricate system for how these little cherub creatures kind of interacted with each other in the
Yeah.
background or interacted with knights as they ran through the stage,
Okay.
and kind of had a little breeding system, and then they just added a whole ton of that to that system for Sonic Adventure.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so I know some people spend more time in the Chow Garden than they actually do in the game. I know some people are that way. So especially for SA2 when they kind of made even more features for it. And I think it really changed the way like Pet Sims worked in the future. A lot of people I think try to emulate that, including myself. I almost thought about making a Pet Sim game that emulated somewhat of the Chow Garden features because I knew it was so popular. But I don't know if I'm going to ever complete it. I'm not a big Pet Sim guy myself, but I can see the appeal. And I did like Digipets when I was younger. And so I definitely get it. When I was younger, I actually did the Chow Garden. I think I like spent a ton of time in there, but I don't really remember everything I did.
Yeah, I remember like liking the Chow Garden in Adventure 2, but like I was really only doing it for like those extra achievements, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you were just trying to 100%. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, now let's talk about the music. So I think honestly, this is one of the I don't want to say one of the best soundtracks, but this is such a great soundtrack. I love the little even the little town theme that you hear over and over and over. That thing gets stuck
Yeah.
in my head. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah, it just gets stuck there and it plays on repeat and it's good. It's like a good little theme. And not to mention like the intro like rock theme they have, like when they play the cinematic when you first start the game, it's so
Yeah.
good and it's like it makes you feel really cool like playing Sonic when these theme and I think they play that same theme when you're Supersonic. Is that right? If I remember correctly, like
Yeah. In
it's dude,
the
it's
final
epic.
boss.
It's so epic. So how do you all feel about the music? And we'll start with Leanne.
The music's killer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you-
Ton of great themes in there. I love Emerald Coast, Speed Highway, like Red Mountain and stuff. All that jazz. I like how like most stages get multiple tracks, like depending on the section. Like I think in Red Mountain, like you're like going around the mountains and like, but then when you go in, it switches to a different track that's like more like ambient, I guess. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it's a different track when you go into the volcano.
Yeah. Yeah, and the tracks are just really good. Do you have a favorite any favorite tracks, Sunny, or how do you feel?
Oh yeah. In fact, when I was a kid, I actually had like one of those little mobile cassette recorders, and I would like record the entire soundtrack of Sonic Adventure by just placing like the cassette recorder next to the speaker on my TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. I honestly do not blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think some of my favorite tracks for the game is probably the Egg Carrier theme, the Sonic's theme, the his main one where it's like, it doesn't matter what happens. That one I think that's probably one of my favorite Sonic themes from a Sonic game.
And like the character themes
I
in
really
general are just like super good. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were you saying, Sonny?
What's that?
What were you saying earlier?
Oh yeah. A couple of other tracks I really like is the Emerald Coast theme, and I think probably the Final Egg theme. No. The not the Final Egg theme, but the boss theme that you fight the Egg Walker and the Egg Viper. I really like that theme.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, one thing that's funny is most people don't realize this, but I would say probably like almost like 4 or 5, maybe even close to a third of the soundtrack of Sonic Adventure is like remixes from prior Sonic games. Like, there's a good number of tracks in this game that are actually remixes of tracks from Sonic 3D Blast.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, I think I remember that because like they had the same like sound director, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I can think of like the casino theme, the town theme. I know a lot of people like the Knuckles rap, but I think it's kind of like cheesy. I don't really.
It's very corny.
Yeah, I don't really think it's good, but it's got I guess a charm to it, I suppose, but it's really not. I don't think it's like a good track. But yeah, I want to think of the lyrics, but it's like I don't know what he says. He's like, I'm gonna dig
rougher than the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly.
The best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles.
Yeah.
Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle.
Yes, dude. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Even though he literally does chuckle in Sonic 3.
Yeah. And not to mention, this is a random thought. Knuckle, like, I kind of was upset with Knuckles in this game because he like just as like Eggman's like, yeah, Sonic's trying to get all your emeralds, and he's like, what? And he immediately believes him, like right off the rip, and is like,
yeah, I thought that was stupid too. Because we already did this in Sonic 3. Why are we doing this again?
Yeah, and he attacks Sonic right off the rip instead of being like, hey, what are you doing with this emerald? He just like attacks him. And I'm like, what? Like, dude. I mean, come on, have some common sense, at least a little bit. But anyways, yeah, just a side note there.
Yeah.
So if you were to like, this game kind of had its remake with DX, but would you say that it would be good to remake it again? Do you think that's a clever idea, or just leave it as it is?
I mean, I wouldn't object to like a more like modern release, like on PlayStation 5 and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
But like they'd have to do it right,
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Sunny?
I'm kind of mixed. Like, on one hand, yes, I think like a brand new engine, like if they like remade it would be great, but I don't really like the new modern voice cast that they have for the Sonic games these days. So for me, at least, I kind of would like if they could like remake the game but keep like the script and the voice recordings the same.
Okay. Is the new voice cast the ones from the movies?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Oh. Okay.
I wish it was.
Except for Tails. Tails has the same voice actor, but actress technically between the movies and the games, but like
Oh, okay.
that's it.
Okay. The not Sonic though. I'm assuming.
Not
so.
Sonic, not Knuckles, not Shadow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I liked Sonic's voice in this. I know it's a little cartoony, but I think it's fine. Honestly, I really like the over the top, like voice lines and the animations. I love their faces. I love their like the way that their face like does this contortion when they talk. It's so unnatural, but it's so like
It's really funny.
it's
Yeah.
really funny, but it fits the game. It's like
Yeah.
it's very charming, and it's like, yeah, Knuckle, like, what are you doing, Knucklehead?
Oh
And his
yeah,
face is like,
this is happening.
it's good though, and I
And
love
like
it.
you have to
Yeah.
like consider like this was 1998, where like think like Metal Gear Solid for PS1. Like the facial expressions in that game basically non-existent. Like everyone's face was just a texture.
You know, it's kind of hard to believe, but in Japan, this pretty much Sonic Adventure came out pretty much around the same time as Nintendo released Ocarina of Time. And it's kind of hard to believe just how night and day a difference between the two consoles was.
Yeah.
That's so crazy to me. But when did we get Sonic in the USA? It wasn't the same year.
1999.
Yeah,
Okay.
1999.
I was gonna say it wasn't the same year because I know for a fact I was like these games like for me didn't line up in my timeline like that.
Yeah. I think it was actually like September 9th, 1999, so like 9999.
So they both came out in 98 in Japan, both of them.
Yeah.
That's incredible. This is an incredible
Damn.
game for that era. That is just amazing. That makes me respect this game like so much more, knowing that it came out at that same time. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, Ocarina is timeless, but the way the mechanics of this game are really impressive for that era. It's like that's mind blowing. That's
Yeah.
incredible. You know,
You know-
because Silent Hill came out in 1999, and the mechanics of that game like are pretty rough. You know what I mean? So you know, on purpose
One
maybe.
thing-
But
One thing that's
Go
kind of fascinating is originally this wasn't even going to be a 3D platformer. It first started development as originally intended to be just another Sonic spin-off game for the Saturn. It was going to be a JRPG because Sega saw what Final Fantasy VII did, and they were like, well, we want to try to do something like that. And that's kind of
Yeah.
how Sonic Adventure got started in its development.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually. That's cool.
yeah, that's. I'm glad we got our Final Fantasy VII mention in because I do that every episode. I mention that game. Yeah, but no, you're right, Sonny. Every like when that game came out and Ocarina and in these really big hits, people wanted to imitate them. So because of how popular they were, you know, so it makes sense that Sega would want to do that. I wonder what it do. Do we have anything that's like a JRPG Sonic? Does that exist?
We have Sonic
It
Chronicles. Take it or
does.
leave it.
It does for the 3DS. Unfortunately, it's the game's okay. It's kind of a loose sequel to the Sonic Advance games, and honestly, the drama and impact that it had on the franchise is actually more long lasting and interesting than the game itself. But they did have interesting ideas, and it ended on a cliffhanger that will sadly never be resolved. But it was made by BioWare.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
maybe
called Sonic Chronicles.
Yeah, Sonic
yeah.
Chronicles for the DS.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you think it's
it
worth
caused
playing?
this super big legal kerfuffle between Sega and believe it or not, Archie Comics.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Well, I wonder what happened there. I mean, I don't want to get probably too much into it, but I wonder what happened there.
Well, I think it'd be better saved for a Sonic Chronicles episode, or if we
Yeah.
do a video on Archie Comics, because
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
deep dive.
I'm sure it's a deep dive. Yeah, it sounds like it. So
It's
I wanted
very
to I
deep.
wanted to dig out of my curiosity, but I was like, not for this episode. But okay. Yeah, so you know, when I played it this week, there were some things I kind of remembered and some things I forgot. There were some things I liked, but there were some things I didn't like. The game, I probably wouldn't give this game a perfect score. So there's little nits that I have, like little nitpicks. But I'm going to go over a couple of the good, the bad, and the mixed feelings I had, and I've talked about some of them already. But
Before you start,
yeah,
since I came in late, I wanted to ask: did you play the actual Dreamcast original, or did you play the DX Director's Cut port?
I did DX Director's Cut because I originally had beaten the Dreamcast original like 100% when I was a kid. So I decided to kind of like get a different experience. And I know,
Okay.
so like I was saying earlier, like I know some people consider it to be inferior to the original. Um,
It
I
definitely is.
I mean, for me, the changes weren't so significant where I was like, this is like a horrible experience. But to me, it was Sonic. It was Sonic Adventure. That you might have lost some of the charm, I guess, through the graphics, but I
Yeah.
thought it was fine. What about
Like
you?
to me, I could play either the Dreamcast or DX, and like it's still Sonic Adventure, which is a game I like. So like I'm not
Yeah,
really complaining that much.
yeah. What about you, Sonny? How do you feel about the I guess
Well,
the remake or
generally, I grew up with the DX version. That's the one I played. That's the one I've owned. So for me, that's basically my primary frame of reference. I have seen some very in-depth side-by-side comparisons between both games, both versions, and surprisingly enough, there is quite a few changes between both versions. A lot of it that's actually kind of subtle. And there was a few things that was unfortunately got broken or was removed in the DX port. But really, I don't think the GameCube port's that bad. What I think is bad though is all the following ports that were made after it that used the flawed GameCube port as the baseline, and then they just broke things further with every
Yeah,
re-release.
definitely.
oh
I think
man.
it was like the PS3, Xbox 360, and then like Steam ports of the game that were like really rough.
Yeah, you know what? Some of these companies have a bad habit of doing that, where they take
Yeah.
a inferior version of the game and like release that version on Steam or port it on Steam or something. They did that with, I guess, Tales of Symphonia 2, which is a lot of people complained about. They're like, why did you take I think it was which version of it was it? There's a GameCube version and then there was another one, and anyways, it's the same issue. And it's just like, why are you guys doing that? Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. You're going to take a game that does 30 frames a second versus 60 frames a second. You're going to do the 30 frame. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah,
For some reason that I will never understand, the Steam port of Sonic Adventure, it is like pillar box to 4:3, even though it came out in 2011.
yeah. I'm guessing
Like
it was widescreen supported, right, when it came out.
like you could run the game in widescreen, but like it wouldn't matter. The game would just put ugly blue borders around it so that like it's just in
Oh,
4:3.
oh,
And I don't get why they did that, because Adventure 2 had a similar port in 2012, and that was 16:9. So like, I don't understand.
yeah. I mean, that is weird, especially since it when it. I don't know that would be an easy fix, I think, too. And they're
Yeah,
probably just looking to make a quick buck. It's like, all right, well, we're
yeah.
just gonna put it on Steam. It's ported. All right, we're done. Forget
It
about it.
could
People will
be
buy it.
It could be a question of ease of porting and whether or not they even still have the source code for the Dreamcast original.
That's true.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's it. I've heard some of these ports too. People like they say they remake the game from the ground up. I don't know what that really means. I don't truly believe it's from the ground up. I think they lose some of the assets, some of the code, and they have to like kind of redo some of that. But
Yeah,
like from the
like that's a
ground,
very like loose term, I'd say. Like
yeah.
some ports are like decompile the original game's code so that they effectively have the source code, but like a more modern version of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 It is. It seems like a loose term that people use. And when I think from the ground
Yeah.
up, it's like from scratch. It's like, oh, yeah, we're making this from
Like
scratch.
when I think remake, I think of, okay, like the game is remade like from the build up. Remaster it's the same game but like on a different system, like maybe a different engine, like stuff like that.
Right. And I think DX would be considered like a remaster, right? Like,
Yeah,
and
something like
yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go into some of the good, the bad, and the mixed. I want to talk about the voice acting. The voice acting, I actually enjoyed. I liked it. I liked the voice lines. I thought even though I'm not going to say they're good, but they're completely charming and they work with the game.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about it?
The voice acting was like definitely very over the top, I'd say.
Yeah,
but like it
definitely.
it fit the like cartoony characters of like the Sonic world and stuff. And like when you compare it to like Resident Evil or something like that, it's a like major step up.
Yeah, the original Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
What about
you
you,
got to
Sonny?
remember, like Adventure 1 came out in 1998. Like they had they were doing a lot of heavy lifting with it.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they did so many. Yeah, you're right. They were focused on a lot of things. So voice acting, I could imagine, wouldn't be like the priority. But yeah,
Yeah.
Son,
I mean, I
what do
still
you,
like it, but
what do you think, Sonny?
On what in particular?
The voice acting?
Voice acting. I like the voice acting in Sonic Adventure. It was to me when I like look at the Sonic comics or just read like the lines of dialogue from characters, I hear it in those particular voice actors' voices. Like it took me a long time not to hear Dean Bristrow's voice when reading like stuff related to Eggman. I think, in fact, I think he's still my favorite Eggman.
Yeah, I thought his voice actor was actually pretty good.
yeah.
Robotnik's, like it works. There was a couple lines you're like, okay, dude, that's a little weird, but most of the time it was like, oh yeah, this guy works for Robotnik for sure.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
funny enough, the voice director for Sonic Adventure, the English voice director, did not actually know English, and so that led to some odd deliveries
sense.
for the English voice cast.
That makes total sense right now.
All right.
Everything came together. Yeah, that makes sense. But I like him. I think the voice acting was good. I think it was charming. I think it totally works for this game, and I don't think it's meant to take itself seriously. Besides very specific moments, it's meant to take itself seriously.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure that Big the Cat has the same voice actor as Duke Nukem.
Yeah, he does. It's John St. John.
Yeah, John St. John.
Okay,
that was
is
just
a
really
weird
funny
picture.
when I first like found that out.
Picturing Big the Cat being Duke Nukem and the same character. That is so weird to me. I can't even imagine. I can imagine putting like Big in Duke's game and Duke in Big like as Big. I don't know. It's so
It's
weird.
time to kick ass and save frogs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. He's just going around with a gun, just blowing people up.
Dude, Big
yeah.
with a gun.
That's a funny thing. So you know what I also liked in this game? I liked the overworld power-ups that you get. I thought that was kind of a cool addition to make your character feel like they're powering up through the story. I was like, yeah, nice. You get a new ability like the spin dash, and then you get like the one that makes it a little bit faster, and then you get like the Knuckles where he can dig and stuff. I was like, that's a pretty cool addition in my opinion. How do you guys feel about the power-ups?
I like most of them.
They're good. I don't think they're much to write home about compared to like the ones in like Sonic 3 for the Genesis, but they're decent like 3D translations of some of the basic power-ups.
Yeah. And what about you, Ed?
Like
What?
About the power-ups, how do you feel?
I like it. I like them.
Yeah.
I would say the only one that I'm kind of iffy about is like the light speed dash, because you have to like charge, because you have to charge in place in order for it to activate, rather than the later games where you could just do it and press of a button.
Yeah, I do like when you do get the better version of it, because the original version does take like a second. You're like spinning. Okay, go, and then it's like fine.
Like the crystal ring does make it like a bit faster, but I just preferred if it was instantaneous.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason. There really is no like mechanical reason for you to have to charge it. That when I think about it, it doesn't really like it wouldn't change the game at all if it was instant.
Yeah.
So, I feel that.
Yeah, you know what? This is a bit of a brief tangent, but what did you think of Amy's campaign, real quickly? They were heavily inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis when they were designing Amy's campaign. And
that's so funny. Yeah. I actually mentioned that
It was
earlier.
cute.
Yeah, the same thing.
Yeah.
I
And
particularly don't love it, but I kind of think conceptually it's kind of a fun idea.
conceptually, I think it's a great idea, but the problem is it's not Resident Evil 3 Nemesis,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It
Yeah,
is.
agreed. It's not Resident Evil
Yeah.
3 Nemesis. It's not actually a scary game or a horror game. You're just kind of like, I don't
Like
know.
the robot is not scary.
Yeah, and you're just kind of like a character that can't really do much, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Like Amy moves very like slowly, and like I get it. Like she's the weaker character in like the cast, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely not my favorite campaign. Better than Big for sure, but it's
Anything's better
it,
than Big.
yeah, anything's better than
I'm a
Big.
sucker for it.
You like her?
I mean, I like Amy. I like her gameplay. I'm a sucker for it.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
it's her story that makes it all worth it for me, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got some character development, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I talked about the graphics a little bit, but I like the colors of this game, and there's a common theme back in the like late '90s, early 2000s of like beach themes, where like everything was like tropical and beachy. I like that theme. Like I
Yeah.
love the beach feeling, the vibe of it's just very upbeat. It's like very like it makes me feel like happier. There are some like darker parts of the game, but this game I would never not consider dark at all. I consider it to be a pretty overall light game. How do you guys feel about the colors and the themes?
I like it.
Yeah.
I think it has a very good color grading. You know, I think the graphics are pretty colorful. I think it's aged pretty well. I mean, like for a game that came out in 1998, when I played it in 2003 on the DX port, it still looked pretty dang good.
Yeah, totally. No, yeah, it I think it still looks great. I looked at the Dreamcast graphics like on YouTube because I was playing the DX port. It's still good. It's still plenty good. And I think it still looks fine.
Yeah.
It's not like I wouldn't compare it to something like I don't know what's another game around that time, like Final Fantasy X came out in '01, I guess. Ocarina of Time, it's way better. I think it's better than Ocarina, probably in graphics.
Yeah. I prefer the Dreamcast visuals over DX, but like I'm not going to say like DX is inherently bad, right?
Yeah. No, I think they kind of almost gave it the, what do you call it, the Wind Waker treatment for DX. Like it almost was like the same kind of cell shaded, smooth looking characters.
I don't remember actually.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
would.
I have not played like DX like really at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
like like I know I said earlier like I got into the game by buying it on Steam. I was using like mods to get it back to that like Dreamcast glory.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I get that. No, I kind of tried to do the same thing, but I failed at it, so I just gave up. So
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but it was for me, so I did it.
yeah, I spent like maybe an hour looking into it, and I was like, I don't know, I don't want to do it. But I do get that. Yeah, let's talk about the mechanics of the game a little bit. So every character feels a little bit different, but we kind of mentioned some jank earlier, and we mentioned just the overall feel of the game when you're playing these characters. I want to say it's actually still pretty decent, and I think it's actually a good point of mine that the mechanically the game still feels like good to me. I wouldn't say it's like great, but it still feels good to me, and I'm not burdened by the mechanics of the games. There are a few things I could complain about, but overall pretty good. How about you guys? Is there anybody who wants to kind of talk about the mechanics a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, I will. I think the while it has age, and I think definitely some like early 3D jankness is there. I think one reason why Sonic Adventure has aged well is because it pulled off the same kind of thing that the first Halo did. It gave a good gameplay sandbox for Sonic.
Yeah.
in terms of just kind of the depth and freedom in how you want to play, and even the level design is less linear than future 3D Sonic titles. Where, like for example, in the city rooftop level, was it Radical Highway? I think,
I think it was. I actually don't remember.
Highway.
Speed Highway.
Speed Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you rev up enough speed, you can pretty much sequence break large portions of that level just from like getting on the tops of rooftops without like going through the intended path. And the developers had foresight enough to actually add collision to a lot of that stuff. And you just don't really see that in later 3D Sonic titles. Now,
Okay.
in terms of some of the other characters, the mechanics are a little bit more hit and miss. Like, I think Gamma's mechanics is probably the second best in terms of gameplay. But I think it's a little too restrictive with that timer, and it's one of the things I liked that in Adventure 2 that they dropped. But it
Okay.
feels pretty good just running around shooting things.
Yeah.
Tails, it pretty much plays like Sonic, except you can just cheat your way through the whole map because they made Tails' ability to fly a little too good, and
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they should have gone with a little bit of a different gameplay style for Tails, other than just simply racing other characters.
Okay, we kind of talked about it earlier, but they changed Tails in Sonic Adventure 2. Do you prefer Sonic Adventure 2 Tails versus 1?
Yes,
Okay. I
but I like
I didn't see that
Tails'
coming.
story more in Adventure 1.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the number 2. Actually, one of my bad points, funny enough, was that when you're in the airplane and you have to do that little like gummy ship Star Fox like part of the game. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that part
so good.
sucks.
Oh, it's horrible. I hate it.
Boring.
Honestly,
Boring.
you know what I did? So once I realized that there was nothing to it, I looked away while I was watching Lord of the Rings, and I spun my character in a circle while shooting, and I didn't even pay attention to the game at all. Like that was.
Like,
Yeah, and I got through the level just fine. It was
You
no
can
problem.
legitimately just do nothing and win.
It's so yeah. I'm like, what is the sequence? Like, it's like I know they probably had some inspiration from either Star Fox or some other game like it, and they were like, yeah, let's do. Tails flies a airplane. Let's put it in. It was kind of half baked. I think they probably should have just made it a cinematic, and then you're on the ship. It just wasn't worth it, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I don't think it was worth a sequence that was worth it.
Well, to
And
be
then, like,
fair,
there's
I think the first one is kind of worth it. The first time you go up against the egg carrier, because it actually has story implications because you get shot down at the end of it.
yeah.
But the second one, nah, they're really that could have just simply been a cutscene. One thing is kind of funny is there was actually an intended boss for the first one that I might have been removed in the original Dreamcast version, but I guess they were attempting to restore it for DX, but didn't finish it. And so, if you like do like some sort of like camera cheat and I think like remove a particular flag, you'll see that there's actually like this whole boss model that's like just like following behind the tornado, just doing just like random incomplete animations for an intended boss fight that was never finished.
That's so funny. Yeah, they kind of did like a what would you call it? Not a boss fight, but like you do kind of go into the front of the carrier at one point and you're shooting at it, and it kind of reminds me of the first like Star Fox level. But it was not really a boss fight, it was very generic and
Yeah.
there's not much to it. But that's
shoot at the
interesting that
thing.
they planned for it. It seemed like so maybe they left that sequence in because they planned for bigger things, but it did come out pretty half baked.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So yeah, another point of mine, and this is a very specific one. I wasn't a big fan of the last Eggman fight. I liked most of it, but there's one thing I didn't like, and it's the fact that you're on these like tiny little ledges, and when you die, you're redoing the whole thing over. And I'm not that good at the game, so I died a few times on that. and yet had to do the whole like Viper sequence over and over. I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, please.
So you heard, get a load of this.
Yes,
Come on.
dude. And I
Get a load
remember
of this.
yes, I remember that
You can
voice
make it
line from when I
here,
was a
son.
child. I was like, oh my goodness. Dude.
No way! I can't believe this.
Yes, dude. Oh,
Ah,
yes.
see if you can get up here, Sonic. No way! I can't believe it. I mean,
Oh,
they should have recorded more lines for him.
yeah. It was conceptually a very cool fight. It's just dying on it was really cruddy. Like
Yeah.
if you fall off at all. And
Like
I tried
the
to.
whole Viper, like the whole egg Viper fight, like I like it was just boring as all hell. Like sometimes I just like die, and that like I just like die from like just out of boredom.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause I'm not particularly a fan of bosses where like you just have to like dodge their attacks and wait for a weak point. It's like
yes, yeah.
like
You're
why can't
waiting
I
a lot.
be actively like attacking them, right?
Yeah. Now that we're talking about boss fights, what are some of your all's favorite? Let's start with Ed.
Sonic Frontiers Titan fights.
Sonic Adventure 1 boss fight.
Sorry.
No, that
I don't got any. The closest is like Perfect Chaos, the final boss, but even then it's too simple.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it was pretty simple, I would say. Anyone? What about you, Sunny?
For me, my three favorite, I would say probably my favorite boss fights for the game is probably the beta boss fight for Gamma, the Egg Viper fight for Sonic, and the Egg Hornet fight.
Okay. What was the Egg Hornet? Which one was that? The one where
Yeah,
he
that
drills
was the
into
very first one where
Yeah.
Eggman
Okay.
threatens to
Oh,
take
yeah.
the emerald by force, the hard way.
The hard way.
Okay. These voice lines, dude.
Fucking sheep
See,
egg.
they're so
How do you
bad. They're
take
good.
something by force the easy way though?
Yeah, they're so bad. They're good. That's funny. Yeah, I don't know if I have. Well, actually, Leanne, what is your favorite boss fight?
I got nothing. They all suck.
They all suck. Okay. Yeah, but the bosses were not your favorite. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know if I had a favorite one either. I think I did not like Chaos when he was underwater. I thought that was a really crappy fight, and you have to do it as Knuckles too, which is really annoying.
And Tails, you have to do that boss 3 times.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
I don't like how they were like canonically in this timeline. It's like Knuckles who beats him. Canonically in this time, it's Sonic who beats. I thought that was kind of. I know
Yeah.
they were trying to make the game longer, but I think they could have done without. Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, Sonic beats him this time, and then you guys, Knuckles deals with this. I don't know, but
Yeah. It's all these kind of like it's all these things where like you have to just like fight the same boss like 3-4 different times. It just makes me want to like just play the levels off of like an already completed save.
yeah. I would say I think I agree with Sunny. I think the beta fight was pretty good. Beta Gamma 101 or whatever. That was the last fight was pretty good. I'm not talking about like the little dueling arena that he makes you do, and I'm not talking about that one. But yeah, that final fight,
the Mark II fight was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty decent. And I think conceptually the Viper fight could have been good if it wasn't like I don't know. They probably should have done something different with it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I
the
will
bosses
also
are
give
not.
special mention for the Chaos Zero fight at the start of the game. While the fight itself is kind of simple, it has a really good like opening cutscene, a presentation of it with all the police trying to shoot the
Yes.
thing and stuff. I mean, none of the other bosses in the game have as good of an introduction as that one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the
yeah.
introduction was great.
And also
It
Sonic.
happened.
And then Sonic says, "Yeah, this could be fun."
Yeah, we could just sit here and quote the voice lines all day.
You know nothing,
Come here, you big
fool.
drip.
It's chaos, the god of destruction.
Yep.
No
Yeah.
way.
Another one of my bad points I would say is that there are some segments, especially as Sonic, where you're speeding through the levels, and then at the end it will position you in a spot, and sometimes it will position you in a bad spot where you'll just like fall off a ledge, and you're like, wait a minute. It didn't happen like a lot, but it like for example, if you're pressing forward on those like speed, what do you call it, like the treadmills, and you're like just going fast, 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 and then all of a sudden at the end you'll hit something, and it's like you fall off an edge because you're just like, I don't know, pushing the joystick in the wrong direction. That was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And then there was certain points when I was speeding through, like this happened once where I was going through the tunnel by the ice cave, and I was like on the kind of the top portion of the tunnel running on it, and my character just went through the wall and fell, as Sonic. He just fell down. I don't know if that's a DX thing specifically, but I was like, what the hell?
I do know that DX has particularly bad collision.
Yeah, I heard it's on the first level too, but I didn't experience that. Or like maybe it's the speed highway. I don't know. But
yeah.
Another little gripe. Oh, go ahead, Ed. What'd you say?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Another little thing that I found to be annoying was the silver egg statue as Knuckles. Do you guys remember this part where you're in the big forest area and you're finding 2 eggs? Like, so you got the first egg at the beginning, and then you like bring it to the temple and you put it on the thing. Finding that silver egg was a pain in my freaking rear, dude.
Sucks.
Dude, it sucked.
Do you mean do you like the green stone and the blue stone? You mean?
I thought it was silver. Maybe it's a different color, but you're Knuckles and you are in the maze, or like in that giant forest maze.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
so
god.
You don't get any hints really to what the only hint you get is there's this guy walking there and he's like, if you dig, he says there was an interesting spot in the forest. I wonder what would happen if you dig there. But it doesn't help at all because when you finally see the spot, you know immediately to dig there. It's like this little alleyway when you're running by that you'll totally miss if you're just running around. And I had to look up a guide because I had to look up a video guide specifically because I did a text guide and I still couldn't figure out where it was. I was like, where? So that was really frustrating. There was no little like wisp. You know how that little wisp lady goes around and she's like, come here, follow me sometimes. But she never was there for me. So I was a little upset about that. I don't like things that don't give you direction when it's supposed to be, I don't know, like hidden, you know? But yeah, the only reason I complain about it is because it took me probably like 20 to 30 minutes to figure out where that thing was. And so that was why.
I think the DX version had like a map that was useful when you paused the game, but it still didn't mark where you're supposed to go. So, oh my god.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I even used the map. That might have helped. There might have been like, there's a little alleyway there, but I did not know that.
I know I use it sometimes, but like it was not much help for like most of the time.
Yeah. So I don't really have any more bad or good points. I think I do have one good point. Is that I thought the level designs were actually pretty good. I thought they were overall like pretty decent, especially for Sonic, where it's like you're going really fast and then all of a sudden you hit a wall and you're running down the wall and you got like this like it's like straight down and you got this cool music going on and you're like, dude, this feels cool. Like I feel like Sonic, like in this moment. Like I feel it was really awesome. I think the level design was great. There was a few exceptions that I'm like, okay, this sucks, but most of it was pretty good. How do you all kind of feel overall about the levels?
I like that each level has like their own like set piece. Like Emerald Coast has the whale, Speed Highway. Like you run down the building. There's the ice level. I'm trying to remember the name. Where like you like slide down and there's like an avalanche like coming after you. You like snowboard down.
Yeah,
Ice Cap. That's what it was called.
Yeah. I guess the only bad part of Ice Cap was the beginning, but after you get to the avalanche part, it's sick. It's awesome.
Yeah.
What about you, Sunny? What do you think about the levels?
I like most of them because, well, they are less corridors like they are in future 3D Sonic titles, and they feel more open and free, and I think it lends itself to the gameplay sandbox that this game has.
Yeah.
I think probably a couple of my favorite levels in this game is Emerald Coast, Sky Deck, and probably Speed Highway.
Okay. Yeah. Emerald Coast, Skydeck, and Speed Highway. What was Skydeck? Which? Oh no, yeah, that's the egg carrier, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Speed Highway was great. I think that's one of the best levels. Emerald Coast is a very good introduction level. I love the whale thing. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. Overall, I think great level design for Sonic at least. I mean, you could argue not so much for some of the other characters, but Sonic was did pretty well.
Yeah.
What about you, Ed? Did you have any different opinions on that, or how do you feel?
I feel more so the same because I really like the spectacle on a lot of these levels. Like you said before, I think you said before, you said like Sonic was like running down a building in Speed Highway
Yeah.
or a wall. But
Yes.
yeah, each level, yeah, each level has its own spectacle at to some degree, and it's really impressive for the technology at the time. I'm not, yeah, it's pretty impressive.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
yes, what else to say? But um. Uh, uh, oh God, I'm
Right.
trying to think
It's
of
okay.
something.
It's okay.
I'm
That's all
trying to
right.
think.
He's having a stroke.
No. Um. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Yes. Anyways. Yeah. No. I agree, dude. The level designs are great. Overall, few minor complaints like the beginning of Ice Cap. Mostly pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now, before we kind of get into the rating system of the game, because we're at the end, I'm going to give it a numerical rating and I'm going to do final thoughts. I want to kind of open up the floor for people to kind of express their final thoughts on the game. Is there anybody who wanted to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, for me, Sonic Adventure was one of the most formative games of my gaming childhood. I first experienced Sonic Adventure back in 1999 at a demo kiosk of the Dreamcast at a Sears, and it was one of my earliest gaming experiences. Um, I also it also became one of the first GameCube games I owned when it got re-released on the GameCube back in 2003, and it was my primary introduction to Sonic. I played through the game to completion multiple times to the point where I had like multiple saves on my GameCube memory card to this day
Yeah.
of my various playthroughs of Sonic Adventure. I really like the game a lot. I do slightly prefer Sonic Adventure 2 over Sonic Adventure 1, but I think I've actually played through Sonic Adventure 1 more. And I really like the music. I like the level design. I really like how it feels in play. And I love the voice cast of the game. I don't know if I would have been as big of a Sonic fan as I became if it wasn't for experiencing the first Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, I agree with that. As far as being a Sonic fan in experience Sonic Adventure 1. What about you, Leanne? You said you had something to say.
Yeah, I only got into like Sonic like fairly recently. I was always under the pretense that was like, all the 3D like Sonic games are the bad ones. Like Sonic had a rough transition to 3D. Sonic was never good. All that stuff that trash. But then like I started to get into it like with the movies and like seeing YouTube reviews of the games and stuff. And then like when I got to Sonic Adventure, supposedly the first bad one, supposedly, but and then I finished it. I played it. I was thinking, wait, Sonic is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like from there, I played the rest. I played Adventure 2, and then Generations, and then went and did all the other ones. And I thought, Sonic is actually pretty cool. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, I thought I kind of for a while growing up, I thought Sonic fans or not Sonic fans, but it's like Sonic I don't know what you would want to call it, but I thought it was kind of like a niche
The
kind of. I
notion.
was like only certain people kind of enjoyed it, and it wasn't really for everybody. But I think
Yeah.
once you play, and they're not all the same, not all Sonic games, even though like the premise of going fast and everything is pretty similar. Like they're not all the same game, and they do offer different things. So I think there's a Sonic game for pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ed, do you have anything you wanted to say before we go into the rating?
Oh, I thought we were rating it now. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's okay. Do you have anything left to say?
Before about Sonic. Okay.
Yeah, just overall, like any final thoughts, anything like that.
Hmm, I gotta say, like, even though I got into Sonic, like, until I was like, because like, um, I was, hmm, I wasn't really a Sonic fan growing up. Like, the closest I ever had any connection to Sonic was like some of the Olympic games, the demo of Sonic
Oh yeah.
Lost World, Sonic 4 Episode 2, Generations 3DS. That was like the earliest connection I have, but I wasn't really a big fan until I was 17. Um,
Yeah.
which was holy shit. Oh my God. It was like 4 years ago. Oh my God.
It's okay. You're still young. Don't worry. You got time. Yeah. Me and Sunny are
Okay.
becoming old men here, so that's okay. Uh,
Oh my. Okay.
I'm
But
turning
I think.
just yeah. Go ahead.
Old geezers.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. I don't have anything important to say. What do you have anything else?
But I'm pretty glad I became a Sonic fan at the like the best at like the best time because like you having movies, shows, games, comics. I haven't read the comics, but what I'm trying to say now is like I'm glad I joined at the right time because Sonic is doing pretty good right now,
Yes.
despite the cesspool that is Twitter saying.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I think Sonic is probably in a better place than it's been in a long time.
Yeah. Sonic's in a
It,
very good place now.
yeah, it's with the movies being as popular as they are, I think it helped that franchise a lot. So, um, yeah, I don't. What my final thoughts? I just want to. I just want to say overall, this game is just a really good, decent game. I don't think it's like one of my favorite games of all time, but it is so good. Maybe I don't know. It probably makes like the top 50, maybe. So maybe that could be considered of all time, or top 100. But it, excuse me, but it's so good. I just enjoyed myself almost the entire time. There are some few nitpicks and some few levels and a couple of little things. I was like, man, this is like not that fun. But the highs are very high in this game. The lows can be pretty low, but overall, it's a good game, and it's such a good entry into the 3D gaming space for Sonic. It's like I honestly don't think they could have done a better job of entering the 3D space. And so I have so much respect for these developers taking that passion for the Sonic game and doing that for the franchise. And if I had to rate it, I would probably give it like an 8.5 out of 10, which is pretty good. It's not a
Yeah.
perfect game, but I think that people should, go and reload this game and play it. How do you all rate it? We'll start with Ed. How do you rate the game out of 10? And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you don't have to, but
I'm good. Wait. I mean, I am comfortable, but
yeah.
I would say that I would rate it an 8.2 out of 10.
Okay.
It's a pretty good it's a pretty good entry. It's a pretty good
Yes.
entry to the series, but to me there are just better options.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. What about you, Sonny?
Um, I would probably say, I'd probably say the same as your rating.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's 8.5. That's a solid rating for sure. Yeah, it's okay. And then Leanne?
It's definitely like an 8 or a 7, I'd say. Like I like the game. I like it a lot, but like there's a lot of in my opinion better Sonic games over it, but like Sure One's still plenty good.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So, and I think I know everyone's answer on this, but if you had to ask the listeners whether they should reload the game or not, would you say yes or no?
I would say yes.
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 Yeah, I thought, yeah, that's we're all on the same page. Yeah, so an overwhelming 4 out of 4 yeses on this reload. If you guys haven't played Sonic Adventure, and even if you're not like a Sonic fan, I think you're gonna have a good time. Is it the best Sonic 3D game? I haven't played the new runs, and I'm gonna guess probably no, but it's good, and it's very entertaining. It's very charming. It's very it's worth it, 100%. Now, I also want to thank Commander Riker for submitting the game to the retro roster. So thank you, Commander, for supporting the show and just being awesome that way. And I'm glad you submitted such a great game. It was really fun, and thank you for the nostalgia hit there. I'm going to do a riddle for next week's game. And so you guys can take the opportunity to guess if you'd like. You don't have to. I usually do it for the listeners as well. So here's the riddle. In a world where land is scarce and the ocean runs wide, I dive into ancient ruins with a watcher by my side. I left the platform path behind, choose depth instead of scroll, chasing lost refactors buried deep beneath the stone. That doesn't rhyme. Pirates hunt the same old tech, chaos follows where I roam. Yet one quiet island town still pulls me back like home. A clever girl keeps systems alive. A monkey guards my save. I left you staring at the moon, waiting to be braved. Who am I? The hero who changed the game. Will you guys have any ideas? Or
I do.
okay. What about you, Lan? You have any ideas? Ed, you? You don't have to say. You don't have to say it yet, but
I've got one
I
like very vague one.
okay. I think, Sunny, you probably know what it is based on our previous conversations.
Mhm.
I think it's a game you've played. So I'm going to let Leanne and Ed guess first. So go ahead, Leanne.
It was like a bit of a stretch, but I think it's Super Mario 64.
Okay. Not quite, but yeah. Maybe I could see. Yeah, I could. You know what? I could see that based on some of this riddle, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely with this. For sure. Left the platform behind with the depth. Choose depth instead of scroll for 100%. I would see that, but no, not that. What about you, Ed?
I see.
I was gonna say Wind Waker, but then you kind of threw me off later on.
Yeah, I could see that. Okay, and Sunny.
But no.
Okay. I'm going to guess Mega Man Legends 2.
Hey, you know what? I'll give it to you. It's actually number 1, but I
Oh,
do
okay.
know why you said number 2 because based on the last couple of sentences, with the moon. Yeah, no, yeah, it's Mega Man Legends 1. Very good job. So yeah, I'm excited to play this game. I played it as a kid. I don't know if you all have played it.
I played it very like briefly on an emulator, but I never got far.
Okay, yeah, and
For me, I only played it on a demo kiosk at a Blockbuster. It was the 64 port, Mega Man 64.
okay,
Yeah.
so the funny thing about this game is that it also has that open world to it. I would say more so than Sonic Adventure, and so that's one part of the game I really enjoyed as a kid. So I'm wondering if I go back, if I'm going to enjoy the same thing. You know, I was really obsessed with this game growing up, so I'm excited to return to Mega Man Legends. It was submitted by, you know what? I don't have their name pulled up. How dare I?
Oh,
What a
here's
poor host.
here's
What a poor
here's a fun little thing. When Archie Comics did the comic book adaptation of Sonic Adventure, the
Yeah.
artist that they had working on it, Spaz, was a huge Mega Man Legends fan, and so he hid in all sorts of like Mega Man Legends Easter eggs all throughout like the background of Station Square in the comic book adaptation of Sonic Adventure.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
That's such a great connection. Honestly, that is, it was meant to be. Yeah, it was submitted by Ariok. So thank you for submitting it to the elite retro roster, which prioritizes over the normal retro roster. So thank you for being such a great supporter of the show. So yeah, thank you all for coming onto the show and taking the time out of your day to participate in this. It was really fun and awesome. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
One more thing before we leave, I want to give you all the opportunity to plug your socials. It's something I always do for our guests. So let's start with Leanne.
I don't really have like much like social content, but I do have a YouTube channel. There's only one video on it so far where I overviewed the Sonic racing game Crossworlds that released a while ago. So I have that, but
Okay.
there's gonna be more on there like eventually. So
Yeah.
check
I think
that
I
out
actually
if you're interested.
I subscribe to your channel, I think, too.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I might go check it out. Yeah.
Me too.
And then Sunny, what about you?
Yes. If anybody wants to check out my content, I have a YouTube channel called Somerset Banjo, and I also have a Twitch channel, also named Somerset Banjo. On my YouTube channel, I do a lot of videos related to like video games, in particular things like Nier and Dinosaur Planet. I've also been doing a lot of gaming streams lately on both Twitch and YouTube. I'm currently playing through the PC recomp of Banjo-Kazooie. And yeah,
Awesome.
and so you can check out and subscribe both those channels there. I also have recently set up a Ko-fi to take in donations if anyone wants to support my channel. Aside from that, I am currently working on a Star Fox fan comic, and I'm still looking for any interested writers or artists for that project. But we're making good progress. We've got over 15 issues scripted.
Whoa, cool. That's awesome. Making progress. Nice.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I'm still looking forward to that. I'm gonna read it whenever you get that done. So.
Well, me too. I want to read it when I get it done too. This has been a bit of a long undertaking.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes those projects are for sure. Ed, do you have anything you wanted to? Plug?
Something that I forgot to mention about my YouTube. It's Leanne 64.
Okay. Yeah. So
That's it.
All right, Leanne 64. Got it. And then Ed, do you have anything?
Okay, my YouTube channel is named Ed, but I don't really post a lot there. It's kind of hard to find because I'm sure there's a bunch of YouTube channels that's also named Ed, and I also have like a Twitter account named nzip0. I also go I'm also not active on there, but I just reply to some stuff sometimes, and I do have a Twitch channel with the same name, nzip0, but I I mainly just use it to like interact with um interact with some people I come across in Sonic Racing Crossroads and other stuff.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I'll post your channel to the description. So anybody who has trouble finding any of these channels, there's going to be a link down there in the episode's description. So if you're interested in checking out any of their content, please go do it. And again, thank you guys so much. It's been a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, folks, that's game over for this episode of Retro Reloaded. Thanks for joining me on this retro adventure. If you loved today's trip down memory lane, then consider helping me keep the nostalgia alive by supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/retro reloaded. You'll get early episodes, bonus content, and a chance to pick the next game that we reload. Feel free to let me know your thoughts about the podcast, and until next time, keep those controllers charged.